All right, so welcome back. First things first, we got to get into how we can incorporate the raiders into our gameplay. The first method is to have a token for each one of the raiders. Token for each one of the players as well as the zombies spawn and the zombies move. Now this puts a lot more tokens into your bag, which makes the rounds last longer, but each draw of a token is a much more strategic move. Now, much like your zombies spawn and your zombies move tokens, the Raider Abomination can move when his token is drawn and also when the Abomination card is drawn. You can choose to elect to spawn another Abomination, either a Raider or a Zombie Abomination, or you can choose to activate one of the Abominations when an Abomination card is drawn. You can use this method when you have multiple players who are playing both the survivors and the raiders. The next method is the more traditional method where you draw a token for each one of your characters, and then your zombies spawn and your zombies move, and then you also have a token for the raiders move. But what this does is it makes your raiders very deadly in that they can tactically move all at once to wipe out your players. The third method would be to draw a token for each one of your players along with the zombie spawn and the zombies move card. This makes for a little bit faster moving round. For example, if this token was drawn from the bag, the player would then play his two raiders. If this player's token was drawn from the bag, he would then play his two survivors. If this token was drawn from the bag, this player would play his two survivors, and so on and so forth. I will do a playthrough of rounds using each of the three methods, and you can decide which one works best for you, your scenario, and the players that you are playing with. Each one of your raiders is worth 5 adrenaline points and drops a weapon equal to the weapon that they are using. If you have players playing your raiders, then you can have a character card for each one of your players' raider. If you do not have players playing your raiders, then raiders typically get 3 actions and do the damage of the weapon that they are carrying. Your raiders typically have 3 hit points like your players, but each faction has a skill, and with the skeleton crew, their skill is tough, so each raider has tough. You can set your scenarios up to where the raiders are trying to prevent the players from achieving their objectives, or you can set your skirmishes up to where the players are trying to achieve the objectives on their side and prevent the other players from achieving the objectives on their side. Round 5. Toxic Cloud down to 1. For this round, we're going to use all of the tokens for the raiders and the characters, plus the zombie spawn and zombies move. Let's see what we got first. That is our orange token, so Travis is up first. When we last left Travis, he had made his way over here by the military vehicle. The biggest threat that the characters have at the moment is this Berserker Runner, which could potentially get 2 attacks on Bones, but Bones has Tactician, and I'll just do his turn next and move him out of there. I think we'll have Travis pop the door on this abandoned construction site. It is just out of his personal space, so it's going to be 1 action to go over there, 1 action to pop it. Now, doors are scenario specific, and these doors to this abandoned construction site are not locked doors, so he can just open it. Travis moves over to the door and pops it open. I blacken out the area inside the building where the other door is not yet open. When Travis pops the door, there is already an abomination in there and another zombie. And that X is an objective token, which could potentially be the concrete saw. We'll do a zombie spawn to see what also spawns into that room. And if we pull an extra activation, we'll just pull until we get an actual spawn. Let's see what we got. Walker rush, so Travis gets blitzed by 2 zombies because we're in yellow. 2 walkers pop out on Travis. Travis has got 1 action left. Let's see if we can put that shotgun to work with Reaper Combat and get a 2-for-1 deal on those walkers. 2 dice, we'll concentrate on 1 walker. Travis misses terribly. Shotgun ammo. Down to 6. Next up, we'll do bones. And put some distance between him and that runner. That ammo crate is just within his personal space. For his last action, he will search that ammo crate. Let's go to our ammo box. Shuffle it up. See what we got. Plenty of bullets. Bones can use the plenty of bullets on the AK, or he can save it for another weapon. I think we'll use it for the AK. Bones now has unlimited rounds with the AK and the reroll. Here's a bird's eye view of the action. Next up in the bag of tricks, zombies spawn. Raiders draw more zombie action, so instead of the initial 3 dice, we add 1 more. 4 spawn dice. Boxcars and snake eyes. That's a cool roll. That's going to give 2 spawns each to both the raiders and the players. 2 spawns on each side of the table. Let's do our 2 snake eyes first. We got extra activation all runners and toxic walkers. That extra activation all runners is going to pose a problem for everybody. First up, the Berserker runner on our 3 characters. This Berserker runner is going to run right in the middle of these 3 characters. I like to leave things up to chance. Let's say 1 to 2 is Marion, 3, 4 Marvin, 5, 6 Bones. See who gets the death dice. 3 to 4 was Marvin. Marvin was already wounded. Let's see what happens. 1 death dice. Marvin gets popped again. That's 1 hit point of damage for a total of 1 hit points left and 2 wounded cards. That means he's going to have half movement and the equipped item slot is still taken up. Now we got these 3 runners on our pack of raiders. Let's go 3 dice, 1 for each. That's 2 runners on Raider 3, and the 6 is the A-bomb. These 2 runners will come over with the brute, and they'll both get an attack. 2 death dice. That's 2 hits of 1 hit point each. Because the skeleton crew as a faction has tough for their skill, the raider will tank the first hit. The raider will lose 1 hit point and have half movement. The 3rd runner will take a trip between the cars to wind up at that A-bomb. Next we got 2 toxic walkers getting ready to come out of that toxic cloud. Now for the 6s. We've got extra activation all walkers and 2 toxic runners. The only walkers we have at the moment were the 2 toxic walkers we just spawned. They're going to go through that cloud and head over there towards Travis. Travis has stirred up a whole lot of trouble. Now we've got 2 toxic runners coming out of the Astro Mart. Next in the bag of tricks, Raider number 4. This Raider is equipped with the Concrete Saw. Concrete Saw uses 3 dice, 1 of them the gasoline dice. The toxic runners are just out of his personal space. We will throw caution to the wind and move 1 action in on them. 3 dice. That's a headshot on one and a hit on the other. The headshot does 6 points of damage and the regular hit does 3 points of damage. Both zombies are eliminated. Those toxics explode, causing 1 hit point of damage that is absorbed by each of the 3 raiders because they have tough. The runner by the abomination is just within his personal space for a melee attack. For his last action, he will put that runner through the blender. 3 dice. The 6 on the gasoline dice is considered a headshot, which does not cause it to turn into a crawler, so that zombie is eliminated. Next up, that would be Chaz. When we last left Chaz, he had just turned medieval with his sword, shield, and bulletproof vest, but had to dump the chainsaw, which was out of gas. Chaz did manage to get four attacks with the water and food. He will attack the Berserker zombie, but must spend an action to move over there, as the Berserker zombie is just out of his personal space for a melee action. First action to move over. It's getting crowded over there. 6 dice. That's 12 points of damage. He carved him up like a Thanksgiving turkey. Zombie eliminated. You have to always protect your medic. Chaz moves up to 8 AP. For his second action, Chaz will move over to help Travis. Both zombies are in melee range. 6 dice. That's probably one of the best rolls I've ever seen. Needless to say, zombies eliminated. Chaz up to 10 AP. For his last action, he's going to give the baseball bat to Travis. Next up, that is Zombies Move. That's bad news for this guy. That's 2, 4, 5 attacks. First runner. He tanks the first hit because the skeleton faction's tough, and the second hit suffers 2 hit points of damage. Raider is left with 1 hit point. Next attack will be the Unicorn Brute. 1 death dice. Nothing. Last up, 2 attacks from the Football Zombie. 2 dice. Raider eliminated. When raiders are killed by zombies, they do not drop their weapon. That's only if they are killed by players. Token comes out of the bag. The abomination will head towards these raiders over here. These brutes will move up. These toxics will move in. We'll put 1 on Chaz and 1 on Travis. And last but not least, this A-bomb and construction zombie will come out to meet Chaz and Travis. It's going to be a bad next round for whoever doesn't get the first attack in this situation. Next item of business. Raider number 2. This raider's got the nail bat and patents 357. Those zombies are just outside his personal space for a melee attack. He could retreat, but that's not really in this faction's nature. Plus, he's got his chainsaw buddy ready to bail him out. 1 action to move up. 2 dice for the nail bat on one of those runners. That is a hit. If it was a cutting weapon, it would become a crawler, but it is a blunt weapon, so it takes 2 hit points of damage. Give that to the cheerleader zombie, who has 1 hit point left. Last swing of the bat. We'll use that headshot to soften up the brute. That leaves the cheerleader zombie with 1 hit point and the unicorn brute with 2. Next we got... that's Marvin. Marvin is bleeding profusely again, but he is going to do what he does best, which is search. So let's see what he can dig out of that ammo crate. Search 2 cards in the ammo box. Got 1 of each, plenty of bullets and plenty of shells. He's going to pair those plenty of bullets up with that Nico special. For his second action, he's going to take a shot over here to help Chaz and Travis. 3 dice. That is a headshot and a regular hit for a total of 6 points of damage. There is no friendly fire with that one because it's a sniper rifle. We'll put a total of 6 hit points on this A-bomb and cut his hit points in half. Nico's special is a 2-handed weapon, and he loses 1 attack or 1 action for having a 2-handed weapon with a wounded card in his equipped item slot. So that wraps up his turn. Next out of the bag, we got Raider Abomination. This particular abomination is a class 1 abomination. He's equipped with a flaming nail bat and a stop sign riot shield. He has 6 hit points, which is twice the hit points of your characters, but half as much as a normal abomination, and is worth 8 AP. He is going to move up and attack that abomination with his flaming nail bat. Four dice, 3 hit points of damage each. That is a headshot for 6 and 2 regular hits for 6 more. Abomination eliminated. If that zombie had not been eliminated, he would have caught on fire and suffered 1 hit point of damage per round. For his last action, he will move over here by the police car to trigger these police berserkers. Next up from our bag, we got Raider number 5. That is this Raider here. Might as well get into some car action. For his first action, he will get into the vehicle. You can use whatever edition rules you want for your cars. First edition was 1 dice per zombie in the zone, and it hit on a 4, 5, or 6, but the cars could not eliminate brutes or abominations. Second edition rules is 3 dice, hit on a 4, and it can eliminate brutes. I prefer second edition rules. For his second action, he's going to plow through this group of brutes. 3 dice. According to second edition rules, that would eliminate 2 zombies, or that would be 2 zombies that would take 6 hit points of damage each, seeing as how the car eliminates brutes, which have 6 hit points. We'll get rid of the 2 prison zombies and leave the biker zombie. I go from front end to front end with the car. For his third action, he is going to back through the biker zombie and through that whole group of zombies and his buddy. 3 dice on the brute. Brute eliminated with that 5. When going backwards, you go back end to back end. 3 dice on that group of zombies. That would eliminate 2 zombies in that zone. Now, technically, with that headshot, that is 12 points of damage, which could potentially get rid of a class 1 abomination that does have 12 hit points. We will eliminate the football zombie and the brute, leaving the cheerleader zombie and the raider. Now, when it comes to friendly fire with a car, it's very easy. 1 death dice. That raider does get clipped by the car for 1 hit point of damage. The final result of that joyride is the cheerleader zombie being left with 1 hit point. The raider absorbs the clip from the car with tough. Next up from the bag, Raider number 1. Chainsaw Raider is equipped with Betty and just mows down whatever is in his path. For his first action, he will move in on the cheerleader zombie. For his second action, he will attempt to get rid of that 1 hit point. 1 hit point versus 7 dice. Zombie eliminated. For his last action, he's going to get in the car. Next up, that is Marion. For her first action, she is going to heal Marvin with Field Medic. I will get rid of 1 wounded card and give him 1 additional hit point. That is going to move Marion from 4 AP to 5 and the first aid kit from 10 to 9. For her next action, she is going to trade that Nico special and plenty of bullets from Marvin. He'll wind up healthier and be left with the sniper rifle. She will be set up well as a healer and a protector from a distance with that Nico special. For her last action, she will attempt to get rid of that abomination. 3 dice, hitting at 2+ with a reroll. That's 8 points of damage. Abomination eliminated. Marion up 5. Last up for the round, Tough Lucky Nick with the flamethrower. He's not wanting to cook his friends, so he's going to search that military vehicle and simultaneously trade with Marion, then position himself out of line of sight along this wall, waiting for those raiders to come. Let's see what's in the box. An MRE, I like it. That's halfway to getting somebody into yellow. He'll give that MRE to Marion, move himself over to the wall, and get out of line of sight. This is what we look like at the end of round 5. Round 6. For this round, we're going to use a token for each character, and then a token for zombie spawn, move, and then raiders move. First up, that's Nick with our flamethrower again. Poses a bit of a problem in that I wanted him to go after the raiders so I could fry the raiders if they moved in close. But to make up for it, I'll have him go up to the car to search the car and then duck down to get out of line of sight. See what we got in the box. A flashlight. Now he can't equip the flashlight where the flamethrower takes up all of his slots, but he can leave it as a drop for somebody else. Next up. All right, so zombie spawn. 4 dice. 4 cards. Looks like a brute rush at 2, an abomination at 5, extra activation all brutes, and then berserker runners at 6, and wearing yellow. First up, couple of Santas, just in time for Christmas, rushing over to deliver some presents. Next we'll have the toxic cheerleader coming out of the Astromart. Next we'll do the extra activation all brutes. Only brutes on the table were the Santas we just spawned. The players are just out of their personal space. They will move up. We'll put 1 on each of both Travis and Chaz. That's the same thing that happened last time with those toxic walkers. Last up, 3 berserker runners. Next up, that's Chaz. Looks like Chaz has got a lot of work to do over here, but he's got 4 actions to do it. Those toxics could end up costing them a hit point each. Prize katana with Gaspard. 6 dice. See what happens. That's 4, 5, 6 for one Santa gone, and then 2, 4, 6 for the other one. And just like that, Christmas is over. That was his free melee attack. For his first action, he will send Gaspard over to Marion so that Gaspard doesn't die when he takes out those toxics. Instead of 6 dice, he's got 4. That's 4 damage on one and 4 damage on the other. Toxics eliminated, but explode, doing 1 hit point of damage to both Travis and Chaz. Chaz avoids the spray with Tough from the Riot Shield. He goes from 10 AP to 16 with 4 for those 2 brutes and 2 for those 2 toxics. Chaz is getting dangerously close to orange. Unfortunately, Travis has no way to protect himself and suffers 1 hit point of damage and picks up 1 wounded card. That construction zombie is within his personal space for a melee attack. For his third action, he will slice up that construction zombie. 4 dice. Plenty of hits to get the job done. Zombie eliminated. Chaz up to 17 AP with 1 action left. For his last action, he will go into the construction site, getting ready to search and pick up that objective the next round. Next up, we got Marion. Marion's going to use her first action with Field Medic to get Marvin healed up. Marvin is back to 100%. Marion's AP goes from 10 to 11, and the first aid kit goes from 9 to 8. Marion is very well equipped, and she's going to use her last 2 actions to move over to the corner and out of line of sight. Here she can be protected by Nick as well with that flamethrower. It's probably a good time to get Bones out of here as well and start building a squad to go after those raiders. 2 actions to get over to the car, 1 action to squat down out of line of sight. Next up, Raiders move. First item of business, we got our 2 raiders in the car. They are going to target Travis, who can still be seen. Taking 1, 2 actions to move over here. Third action will be to smash through that little barrier and put some vehicular manslaughter on Travis. 3 dice. Travis gets smashed for 12 points of damage. He winds up underneath the car. We'll just say he is a wound card now. Travis is obviously dying. He could potentially be revived in 2 rounds. But at this point, I would not want to waste 6 points of healing to revive him. Chainsaw Raider comes out of the car on his first action. Now we'll leave it up to chance whether he goes after Chaz or Marvin. 1 to 3 Chaz, 4 to 6 Marvin. Looks like Chaz is the lucky winner. We'll have the Raider go up over the hood and in on his second action. Then he's going to show Chaz what it's like to be on the other end of that chainsaw for his third action. 7 dice. At least he got more misses than hits. That's 3 hits. Bulletproof Vest will tank 2 of those hits. Bulletproof Vest tank hits, not wounds, in this version. Chaz already used the Tough on that Riot Shield with those toxic zombies this round. If he discards the Riot Shield, he can tank 1 wound from the hit. Betty causes 2 hit points or 2 wound cards per hit. So after it's all said and done, Chaz makes it out of there not too bad, only suffering 1 hit point of damage and 1 wound card. Next, we're going to have this Raider get into the car with his first action, back up a little bit, and then race on out of here to get reinforcements. He is headed out to get more friends. I'm going to take that secret card out of the cards that were already drawn and shuffle it right back into the remaining deck. To see how long it takes backup to arrive. Concrete Saw Raiders got some work to do, and he better start with those runners who have 2 attacks each. 3 dice at 5+. That's a headshot, so it gets rid of 1. Second shot. That's a complete miss. I guess this guy don't want to live. Last action. Oh, I guess he does want to live. He gets rid of both runners and does a headshot on the A-bomb, knocking it down to 6. I guess it's all or nothing with this guy. Next up, it's the Raider Abomination. 4 dice with a flaming nail bat. For his second action, he's going to move on over and get rid of this A-bomb. He just needs 2 hits and only pulls off 1. A-bomb down to 3 hit points and is on fire and will burn for 1 hit point of damage per round. I wonder what's next. That's Zombies Move. Between the survivors and the Raiders shredding zombies, there really isn't a whole lot left. The Raiders will tank whatever hit the burning A-bomb does because of tough, but with a hit of 2 or more hit points of damage, they will be set on fire themselves, suffering 1 hit point of damage per round. See what happens. Nothing. If a character is set on fire, they must take 2 actions to stop, drop, roll, and then get back up. This walker moves up, and then this walker moves up. Last up for the round is Marvin. Marvin needs to find a good weapon for himself quick. He's going to move to the back of that military vehicle and do his search thing. Let's see what he finds. An Uber Shield and an A card. He's going to equip that Uber Shield. Then let's see what spawns. That's a Walker Rush on Marvin. That means 3 walkers spawn and then 3 walkers attack. Looks like Marvin found more than he bargained for. Turns out moving Gaspard over here wasn't necessarily the best thing to keep him alive. 3 zombies, 3 dice. Let's say Marvin's 1, 2, 3 and Gaspard's 4, 5, 6. That's 2 for Marvin and 1 for Gaspard. Let's do the 2 on Marvin. 2 misses. See if Gaspard can be just as lucky. Alright, so far so good. For his next action, he's going to use the shove on that Uber Shield to throw those zombies out of his space. Shove does not count as an action. For his remaining 2 actions, he's going to move over and get out of line of sight next to Marion. Round 7. Here's what we look like from above. We got Chaz versus Chainsaw Raider over here with another one about to pop out of that car. We've got all our characters hiding out over here. And this Raider team with all the action. For this round, we will treat it as if multiple players were playing multiple characters. Bones will have his own token because of Tactician. The blue token will be the team of Marion and Marvin. The yellow token will be the team of Chaz and Nick. The green token will be the team of the Abomination and Concrete Saw Raiders. And the red token will be the combination of these 2 crazies. First item of business. Marion and Marvin both have sniper rifles, but they got to get within 3 range to try to take out that A-bomb and his buddy. It is about 1.5 for Marvin to be in range, which will cost him 2 actions. His sniper rifle only uses 1 dice and he only has 6 shots. He may be better served moving over to that car, using that flashlight and searching that car. Marvin's going to move over to the car on 1, grab the flashlight on 2, and draw 3 cards from the random card box. See what we got in the box. We got some gasoline, Pa's gun, and a zombie costume. That gasoline is definitely a keeper. Pa's gun is a great 6-shooter doing 3 damage. The zombie costume can come in handy with that slippery, but I can swap it out using Destiny. Although we haven't seen an A card pop out of that car yet, I'm going to press my luck and swap out that zombie costume with Destiny. That was a great swap. Now I got some water. I know Marion's got an MRE, and that is another 4 actions for somebody. Unfortunately, Bones and Nick are just outside of his personal space to trade out some of these items. So he's going to swap out some items and leave the rest for a yard sale. He's going to take Pa's gun and the gasoline and drop plenty of shells, the sniper rifle, and the water. Marion's going to move over and pick up the water. That's 2 actions, but with that water and MRE, she'll now have 4 actions with that Nico special. For her 3rd action, I'm going to move her over so she's got a nice line of sight through that doorway to take out that Raider on Chaz. 4th action. 3 dice with a reroll. Raider tanks the first hit with tough, but then takes 2 4 hit points of damage. Raider eliminated, but more importantly, he drops Betty right in front of Chaz. Marion up 5. Next up from the bag, zombies spawn. 4 dice. See what we got. We've got an Abomination at 2, 2 Runners at 3, a Berserker Walker Rush at 3, and 3 Toxic Brutes at 5. We've got our Abominacop that I use as a Berserker, coming over to have fun with our survivors. Got more Christmas cheer to bring to the table with those 2 dead Santas, ugly elves. We've also got a squad of police berserkers looking out for that police car, and 3 toxic brutes to help our burning cheerleader. Next up, I better activate Bones and have him take care of this Raider problem before he slams that car in reverse and runs over Marion too. Now that Raider car is a heavily armored vehicle, but if you see what I see, there's some gaps there in that armor on the window. Not every scenario that you play and everything that you do has got a written rule to it. Sometimes you have to improvise, but that's what makes this version of playing the game so much more enjoyable. Now Bones is going to put himself in harm's way with all those zombies by that car, but it's better than that Raider putting that car in reverse and killing our medic. Sometimes it's better to die a hero than live a long life as a coward. For his first action, Bones is going to move up to that car. In his second action, he's going to stick that AK right between those gaps in the armor and pull the trigger. Sometimes you'll have to reward your players for creativity and thinking outside the box and finding a simple solution to the complex problem, especially when it has cinematic value. Bones' first spray with the AK. Needless to say, we'll be re-rolling that. He's lucky he didn't shoot himself in the foot. Re-roll. Raider tanks that hit because of tough, so he's got to spend his last action to get the job done. More than enough to get rid of the Raider, But now he's stuck there with 3 zombie friends. Better than a dead medic. Token comes out of the bag. Bones goes from 3 AP to 8. Auto shotgun drops, but inside the car. And we'll say it takes 2 actions to get in that car. One to move the dead raider out of the way, and the other one to get yourself in. This is why I love the token system. We got 3 tokens left. If the zombies move token gets drawn first, these raiders are probably going to get torn apart. And Bones too. If Chaz and Nick get drawn first, they'll probably be able to save Bones. And if the raiders get drawn first, they'll probably be able to save themselves. And if the zombies move gets drawn in the middle, somebody's going to live and somebody's going to die. Let's see what happens. That's the raiders. First up will go the A-bomb raider. Looks like he can get everybody but the sports fan toxic zombie and those 2 police zombies. He's going to swing that bat like it's the 7th game of the World Series. His base is loaded. 4 dice. Pretty impressive. Those 2 headshots are enough to take out both of those brutes, and then that 5 is enough to take out that abomination. Those 3 are eliminated, but explode into a dual toxic cloud, one for the 2 brutes and one for the abomination. Toxic clouds will last for 4 rounds. We'll say our sports fan zombie is inside the cloud, and both the raiders tank the toxic damage because of tough. For his second action, he's going to move between these 2 berserkers and finish the job. 4 dice. More than enough to get rid of both. Our concrete saw raider is going to disappear into the cloud and go into the Astromart. Next up, zombies move. It's bad news for Bones. Sometimes it sucks to be the hero. Looks like only 1 will get an attack though. The other 2 will have to move up. 1 death dice. Nothing. Bones gets swarmed. We'll say that toxic zombie pops out of the cloud onto the abomination. And these 3 berserker police move up. Abomination moves up. Last up for the round, Chaz and Nick. For his first action, of course, he's going to pick up Betty, courtesy of Raiders R Us, and that great shot from Marion. He'll put that prize katana in his back pocket just in case Betty runs out of gas. For his second action, he's going to call over Gaspard. He's going to move up on his third action. All of those zombies are in melee range. Now he doesn't have a 4th action because of that wound card, but he does have a +1 free melee action. Between Betty and Gaspard, that's 9 dice worth of carnage, which is more than likely going to take us into orange. 9 dice. Final result of that madness is the headshot does not produce a crawler, but those other 2 hits produce crawlers, and the other 3 are misses. Chaz moves into orange and will take the +1 to dice roll melee. Nick's going to give a culinary lesson on how to cook a zombie. He's going to move up on 1 and start the barbecue for his second action. As long as he's in range, all he's going to do is not roll the out of gas twice in a row because he has lucky. First shot. He's not out of gas. Abomination bursts into flame and takes 6 points of damage. Second shot. Abomination eliminated and becomes a burning mass that burns for 3 rounds. Nick jumps from 1 to 6 AP. Here's what we look like from above. Get a well done A-bomb by Nick and Marion. Couple of crawlers by Chaz and Bones, along with a dead raider in a car. and a few straggler zombies by a more than ready abomination. Next time around, we'll get into some Class 2 abominations, see who's hiding in the gas station, and what's going on in the Astromart. And we might even make some friends. Like, subscribe, and share so I can grow this channel for you.